Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are going to talk about bone. Bone basically is a structural component of the human body. It makes the basis of the structure of the human body. We've already talked about the composition of bone in terms of alveolar bone, the different histological types of bone that are present within the alveolar bone. So today's lecture is going to be more or less a revision of what we've already talked about, but in general, not specifically about the alveolar bone. As we know that bone is a hard connective tissue, it is a mineralized hard connective tissue, and in the jaws, that similar bone is specifically called the alveolar bone, and we've talked about the alveolar bone in detail in the periodontium. So bone, as you know, is a mineralized connective tissue. It is a hard connective tissue just like enamel, dentine, but the mineral component of the bone is less as compared to the mineral component of the enamel. Okay, so within your jaws, the bone is specifically called the alveolar bone. The part of the maxilla and mandible that supports and protects the teeth is known as the alveolar bone. So we have an alveolar bone for the maxilla and alveolar bone for the mandible, and it is that region where your teeth are embedded, and we already know that. We've talked about that. As you know that bone is a mineralized hard connective tissue, so it has to have a certain amount of inorganic mineral component in its composition. We classify the composition of bone by weight, by volume, and by weight we classify it by after the removal of water entirely from the bone, which is called the dry weight of the bone. And we also talk about the composition of the wet bone, where water is incorporated in the bone. And then we talk about the composition of the bone by volume. So all these three types of the bone compositions are important, and you need to memorize these values for both dry and wet bone weight and the volume composition of the bone by volume. By dry weight, bone basically consists of about 67% inorganic component, which is hydroxyapatite, just like enamel and dentine, whereas the rest of the 33% is organic. Within this 33% organic, 28% is fiber in the form of collagen, and about 5% is the non-collagenous matrix proteins. This 28% is majorly type 1 collagen, and it has traces or small amounts of other types of collagen, including type 3 and type 5 collagen, but the major type of collagen in the bone is type 1 collagen. The non-collagenous matrix proteins that the bone comprises of are the bone sialoprotein, the osteocalcin, the osteonectin, the osteopontin, the proteoglycans, the growth factors, and the serum proteins. The 67% mineral or the inorganic component of the bone is hydroxyapatite, just like all the hard tissues of the body. This mineral in bone is present in the form of small plates, which lodge themselves within the holes and pores of the type 1 collagen fibrils. This mineral is in the form of needle-like crystallites or thin plates about 15 nanometer wide and about 8 nanometer thick, and these are of variable lengths. So if you could appreciate these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 labeled long fibrils, these are basically the collagen fibrils. So between the holes and pores of these collagen fibrils, we have these thin plate like mineral deposited. So this is where the mineral of the bone is deposited. by dry weight, this mineral is about 67%, and the collagen is about 28%. This 28% collagen consists of 90% type 1 collagen, and then we have small amounts of type 3 and type 5 collagen. The basic purpose or the function of collagen in the bone's organic matrix is to resist load and to provide resilience to the bone against fracture. So all the resilience property that the bone has is coming from the collagen, and this collagen is type 1. Majority of the collagen, about 90%, is type 1 collagen. Then we have rest of it is the non-collagenous matrix proteins. इस बारे में हम पहले भी बात कर चुके हैं alveolar bone के अंदर. This figure here is an electron microradiograph showing the deposition of crystals in collagen fiber bundles, basically in the gaps of the collagen fibrils where the mineral has deposited. ये जो let me get a highlighter. So these structures, these mineralized structures that you can see between the fibrils are basically the hydroxyapatite crystallites. So by dry weight, any bone, not just alveolar bone, any bone consists of 67% hydroxyapatite, which is in the form of thin plates, 33% organic matrix, which consists of collagen and the non-collagenous matrix proteins, about 2 to 5% non-collagenous matrix proteins, and about 33% the 28% collagen. And majority of the collagen within this 28% collagen is type 1 collagen, and then we have traces of type 3 and type 4 collagen. By weight, including water, which is called the wet weight of the bone, by wet weight, bone consists of 67% inorganic material, which is hydroxyapatite, and about 25% organic material, and about 15% of this weight is occupied by the water. By volume, bone has 36% inorganic material, 36% organic material, and about 28% water. However, the composition of these organic and inorganic material obviously remains the same. Only the percentages vary with dry, wet weight, and by volume. So this was about the composition of the bone. It is very important to memorize these percentages for the composition of the bone, as you could be asked about any of the three types of the composition of the bone. Then we are going to move on to the classification of the bone. The bone can be classified in several ways. The two major ways to classify the bone are, number one, the way it forms, which is called the developmental classification, like how the bone is formed. There are different types of bone formation. So that type of classification of the bone is called the developmental classification. And then we have another type or another way of classifying the bone, and that is how the bone looks under the microscope, and that is called the histological classification. So talking about the developmental classification, or how the bone forms, that variety consists of three types of bones. According to the developmental classification of the bone, we have endochondral bone, intramembranous bone, and the third type is the sutural bone. These three types are basically three types or three methods of bone development. So we have an endochondral process of bone formation, we have an intramembranous process of bone formation, and then we have the sutural bone formation process. And that is why these three types are called the developmental classification of the bone. The endochondral bone type is the bone where the bone formation is preceded by the formation of a cartilaginous model that is eventually replaced by the bone, and hence it is called the endochondral ossification. Endo is for inside, chondral is for cartilage. So in this type of bone, first a cartilaginous model is formed, and then that cartilaginous model is converted or replaced by bone. So hence this process is termed as the endochondral ossification, which means that the bone is formed within a cartilage model. Then we have the second type of bone, which is the intramembranous bone. As the name says, intramembranous, within. Intra is for within and membranous, membrane. This type of bone does not have a prior cartilage model. In this type of bone formation method, the bone forms directly within the membrane, which is vascular and fibrous. So this type of bone formation or this type of bone is called the intramembranous bone, where the bone directly forms within the membrane, within the mesenchyme, which is a vascular and fibrous tissue. Then the third type of bone is the sutural bone, which is present at the sutures basically. So by developmental methods, we have three types of bones: the endochondral, the intramembranous, and the sutural. The endochondral is that where first a cartilage model is formed, and then that cartilage model basically is converted into the bone. The intramembranous type is that type where first no cartilaginous model forms, and the bone directly develops into the mesenchyme or the membrane, which is a fibrous and vascular tissue. So this was the developmental classification of the bone. Then we have an histological classification of the bone. Histologically, what does histological mean? Histological basically stands for what it looks like under the microscope. So histologically, the bone, mature bone, is categorized as number 1, compact or cortical bone; number 2, cancellous or spongy trabecular bone. So these two types of mature bones are the histological types of bone. One type looks like a dense solid mass of bone under the microscope, and hence it is called the cortical or the compact bone. And the other type looks like having a lattice arrangement of individual bony trabeculae around the soft tissue, and hence it is called a spongy or a trabecular or a cancellous bone. So as you can see here in this figure, let me get a highlighter. You have the bone marrow in the center. Then you have this spongy bone where you can see numerous, let me change the highlighter color. Then you have this region where you can clearly see lots of spaces or trabeculae surrounding the soft tissue. So this type of bone is called the spongy or the cancellous or the trabecular bone, whereas this bone is a compact, dense bone, and this dense compact bone is the cortical bone. So by histological classification, we have two types of mature bone: the compact or cortical bone and the cancellous or the spongy bone. We've talked about these two types in the alveolar bone. Within the alveolar bone, you can clearly appreciate both these two varieties, histological varieties of the bone. This figure shows the section through the tooth and the alveolar bone. This is your tooth. This is your tooth. Okay, so this basically is your alveolar bone. This region that I am highlighting is made up of the compact bone or dense, which is a dense solid bone, and these outer and inner plates of the dense compact bone are filled on the inside by this cancellous spongy bone. अगर आप इसको गौर से देखें तो आपको इसमें आपको सॉफ्ट टिश्यू बहुत ज़्यादा नज़र आ रहा है, यहाँ पर आपको कोई इतना खास सॉफ्ट टिश्यू नज़र नहीं आ रहा. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ बोन दैट इज़ फिलिंग दी two plates of the compact bone is the cancellous or the spongy or the trabecular bone. ठीक है? So histologically we have two types of mature bone. One is a dense solid mass of bone which is called the compact or cortical bone, and the other has a lattice arrangement of bony trabeculae around the soft tissue, and that is called the cancellous or spongy or the trabecular bone. Then we have another type of bone which basically is not a mature bone. That is another name for the newly formed bone. When the bone is young or when the bone is immature or has newly formed, it is called the woven bone. So there is this is another variety of the bone. The woven bone basically is the newly formed bone, and it is called woven bone because it looks like a weaved basket. And why does it look like a weaved basket? Because the woven bone consists of collagen fibers that has variable diameter, and they do not have a preferential orientation like they do have within the mature bone, because this bone is not mature, it is an immature bone. So those collagen fibers, because they lack preferential arrangement, they give the newly formed bone a matted appearance. What is underpolarized light? What is a matted appearance? अगर आपने कोई बुनी हुई बास्केट कभी देखी हो जिसको वीव्ड बास्केट कहते हैं, तो वोवन बोन बिल्कुल उस बुनी हुई बास्केट की तरह दिखती है जिसमें कोलाजन फाइबर्स हैव अ वेरिएबल diameter and they do not have a preferential orientation. Within the newly formed bone, there are more number of entrapped cell bodies in the form of osteocytes, and they comprise about 30% of the volume of the tissue of the newly formed bone, as compared to the adult bone जिसके अंदर number of osteocytes is quite less. It is about only 2% in the adult bone. So the number of osteocytes is higher within the newly formed bone, and the collagen fibrils are immature and they lack preferential diameter. The woven bone is formed more rapidly and has a higher turnover rate as compared to the adult bone, and it is seen at the fracture sites, basically repair sites, in the regions of the healing sockets. So जहाँ पर भी bone repair हो रहा होता है किसी भी form में, वहाँ पर जो bone बन रही होती है वो basically आपकी woven bone होती है. Woven bone एडल्ट बोन से ज़्यादा फास्टर रेट के ऊपर डेवलप भी होती है और मिनरलाइज भी होती है, और उससे एडल्ट बोन से वोवन बोन कंपैरेटिवली ज़्यादा मिनरलाइज्ड होती है. वोवन बोन इज़ eventually converted into a fine fibered adult lamellar bone, and then it is no more called a woven bone. Woven bone specifically is the terminology used for the newly formed bone, जो आपको रिपेयर साइट्स के ऊपर टूथ हीलिंग सॉकेट्स के अंदर नजर आएगी. इट लुक्स लाइक अ वीव्ड बास्केट. दैट इज़ वाई वी कॉल इट दी वोवन बोन, क्योंकि इसके अंदर कोलाजन फिब्रिल्स का डायमीटर वेरिएबल होता है, उनकी कोई इतनी प्रेफरेंशियल अरेंजमेंट नहीं होती, उसके अंदर ऑस्टियोसाइट्स का नंबर हायर होता है. सो दिस फिगर हेयर शोज दी woven bone. As you can appreciate that there is a lot of cellular inclusion within it. ये जो सारी cellular varieties osteocytes इसके अंदर entrap हुए हैं, their number is higher if you compare it with the adult bone where you have the entrapped cell bodies, but the number is quite low as compared to that in the woven bone. And the amount of loose connective tissue within the woven bone is also high. There's a lot of loose connective tissue, whereas within the adult bone the connective tissue is present, but the amount is quite low. So under the microscope you can clearly differentiate between a woven and an adult bone. ठीक है? Now we're going to talk about the gross histology of the lamellar bone. ठीक है, अभी तक हमने बात की है बोन क्लासिफिकेशन की. बोन को हम दो तरह से क्लासिफाई करते हैं. द बोन दैट इज द क्लासिफिकेशन दैट इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द बोन एंड द क्लासिफिकेशन दैट इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ histology of the bone. On the basis of development, we have the endochondral, the intramembranous, and the sutural bone types. And on the basis of histology, we have the adult bone and the newly formed bone. The adult or the mature bone is of two types. The dense cortical bone, which is the compact bone, and then the second type is the cancellous or the spongy bone, whereas the newly formed bone is only one type, the woven bone. So this was the classification of the bone on the basis of development and on the basis of histology. Now we are going to talk about the gross histology of the bone. Basically, the gross histology of the lamellar bone. What is the lamellar bone and how does it look like under the microscope? So the dense solid cortical bone is also called the lamellar bone. और अगर आप इस फिगर में गौर से देखें तो you have certain structures present within this bone. This basically is the cross section of the lamellar bone and this is the longitudinal section. ये वाला जो उसका है ये longitudinal section है और ये cross section है. So if you see clearly, अगर मैं इस region को redraw करूँ तो you have a central canal within the lamellar bone. This canal is filled with blood vessels and it is called a Haversian canal. Around it we have concentric layers of bone. इस तरह से bone concentric layers के अंदर इसके around arrange हुई होती है. ये मैंने structure redraw किया है. So in the center we have a Haversian canal and surrounding the Haversian canal we have concentric layers of bone called the lamellas. Individual layer is called the lamella and this whole thing along with the central canal and the concentric lamellas is called the Haversian lamellae, जो कि यहाँ लिखा हुआ है. Haversian lamellae or the concentric lamella or osteon. ये तीन नाम है इसके. This one basic unit of the compact bone is called the osteon and the compact bone is made up of many such osteons. As you can see here, you have lots of osteons that are packed together in the compact bone. Between two adjacent osteons we have the interstitial lamellae. Interstitial lamellae are basically the leftovers from the bone remodeling. तो जो बीच में बच जाते हैं वो basically osteons या Haversian lamellae के दरमियान में spaces fill up कर लेते हैं and that is called the interstitial lamellae. And then on the outside of the bone and on the inside of the bone we have certain layers, longitudinal circumferential layers of bone called the circumferential lamellae on both the outside of the bone and the inside of the bone. So these circumferential lamellae basically are enclosing or making up the outer and the inner perimeters of your bone. If you see the longitudinal section of the bone, you would appreciate that these numerous Haversian canals are connected to each other via this additional canal called the Walkman's canal. So this Walkman canal connects the adjacent Haversian canals together, जिसकी वजह से the entire compact bone has a very well vascularized and very well interconnected system of vessels that basically provides nutrition to all of the osteons or the lamellae within the compact bone. So by histology, compact bone consists of a basic structural unit which is called an osteon. One osteon is composed of a central Haversian canal which is filled with the blood vessels, and around that Haversian canal we have layers of circumferential layers of bone called the circumferential lamellae, and this whole unit is called a osteon or the Haversian lamellae. Numerous Haversian lamellas are packed together, or numerous osteons are packed together within a compact bone. The adjacent Haversian canals of the osteons are connected to each other via the Walkman's canal. Between the adjacent Haversian lamellae or the concentric lamellae, we have the interstitial lamellae that fill up the spaces between the osteons, and then on the outer and the inner perimeters of the bone we have the layers of bone in the form of circumferential lamellae. So this basically is the histology of the compact bone. Now if you see this region of the bone, which is the spongy bone, you would appreciate small or thin lamellas of bone, or you could say trabeculae of the bone. छोटी छोटी spicules, spikes जो हैं bone की, that are surrounding the soft tissue. Here you have the soft tissue. So these bony spicules or trabeculae are surrounding the soft tissue or the marrow of the bone, and there is a lot of space for the connective tissue to occupy between these trabeculae, and hence this type of bone is called the spongy bone. So this is how the compact or the spongy bone looks under the microscope. Now we are going to talk about the histology of the compact bone in detail. जो मैंने भी आपको फिगर में बताया है उसको हम in words पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है? So basically there are three different types of layers recognized within the compact bone, and each of these layers is called a lamella. And each of the lamella is about 3 to 5 micrometers thick. So we have three types of lamellas within the bone. A circumferential lamella that is present on the outer and the inner borders of the bone, or the outer and the inner perimeters of the bone. And then we have the concentric lamellae, which is in the form of the osteon, and between these adjacent osteon we have the third type, the interstitial lamella. The circumferential lamella in the compact bone basically encloses the entire bone, as I've shown you in the figure. It forms its outer perimeter and the inner perimeter. The outer perimeter of the bone is called the periosteum. This basically, this perimeter, the outer perimeter, is called the periosteum, and the inner perimeter is called the endosteum. This one is called the periosteum. Sorry for the bad handwriting. So the circumferential lamella basically encloses the entire bone. एक outer perimeter के ऊपर होता है circumferential lamella और एक inside के ऊपर होता है circumferential lamella. The one that is present on the outside is called the periosteal, and the one that is present on the inside is called the endosteal. Then we have the concentric lamella. The concentric lamella basically makes up the bulk of the compact bone, and this forms the basic metabolic unit of the bone that we call the osteon as well. And this whole system of numerous osteons is also called the Haversian system. Within one osteon we have a central neurovascular canal around which the concentric layers of lamellae are arranged. जैसे कि मैंने आपको इस फिगर में शो किया है. We have a concentric neurovascular canal जिसके अंदर एक nerve और एक vessel होती है, called the Haversian canal, and उसके around we have numerous lamellae concentrically arranged, circles के अंदर arrange हुए वो होता है, और इस पूरे system को हम कहते हैं, इस single system को हम unit को हम कहते हैं osteon, and this osteon forms the basic metabolic unit of the bone. Within the bone, numerous osteons are packed together, and all this system of osteons is also called a Haversian system. The osteon is basically a cylinder of bone in cross section, and it is generally oriented parallel to the long axis of the bone. Now talking about the Haversian canal. Haversian canal is present in the center of each osteon. This canal is lined on the inside by a single layer of bone cells that cover the bone surface. Each of these canals houses a capillary. Central Haversian canal is about 50 micrometers in diameter. There may be up to about 20 concentric lamellae within each Haversian system of the bone, and the number of these osteons is limited basically by the ability of the central canal to provide nutrition by diffusion from the central vessels to the cell of the outermost lamellae. Obviously, the more the concentric lamellae around this central canal, the difficult would it be for the central canal to provide nutrients to the outermost layer of the bone through diffusion, because obviously as the distance from the central canal increases, so does the chances of diffusion. So central canal basically is present in the center of each osteon. इसको हम Haversian canal भी कहते हैं. It is lined by a single layer of bone cells and it houses a capillary. Within an Haversian system, there could be up to 20 concentric lamellae, and this number is limited by the ability of the nutrients to diffuse from the central vessel to the outermost lamella. Then I mentioned another canal as Walkman canal. This Walkman canal is very clear or is observable on the longitudinal sections of the bone. Basically, what is the Walkman canal? The adjacent Haversian canals are connected to each other by another canal which is called the Walkman canals. These channels, just like the Haversian canals, contain blood vessels. Thus, as this canal connects all the Haversian canals, and which means that all the blood supply of the bone is connected with each other, so this creates a very rich vascular network throughout the compact bone. So that is why we say that the bone is very well vascularized. That's because of the Haversian canals connected to each other through Walkman canals. So if you see in the figure, we have these canals connecting the adjacent Haversian canals. These are the Haversian canals, these ones are the Haversian canals, and these are the Walkman canals. So these Walkman canals are basically connecting two Haversian canals together. So this is what the Walkman canals are. Then the third type of the lamellae present within the bone is the interstitial lamellae. Interstitial lamellae basically are present between the adjacent concentric lamellae, and they fill the spaces between these concentric lamellae. Interstitial lamellae are actually fragments of the pre-existing concentric lamellae, which are created during remodeling, and they can take multiple shapes between the concentric lamellae. So जैसे जैसे concentric lamellae remodel करते जाते हैं, जो उनके leftovers होते हैं, they fill up the spaces between adjacent lamellae, and they are called the interstitial lamellae. So this is all about the basic gross histology of the bone. Under the microscope, you could see numerous system of osteons. जैसे कि आपको यहाँ पे नजर आ रहा है, this is one osteon, and you have numerous osteons, and then you have these Walkman canals connecting the Haversian canals. This basically is the histology of the compact bone. On the inside you have the endosteal circumferential lamella, on the outside you have the periosteal circumferential lamella, and then the bulk of the bone is made up of numerous osteons bound together. Basically, one osteon consists of a central canal called the Haversian canal, और उसके around ये देखो आपको concentric lamellas, concentric arrangement of bone layers नजर आ रहा है. This one system is called the osteon, also the Haversian lamella or the concentric lamella. दरमियान में Haversian canal है. These are all of these are Haversian canals. All the Haversian canals are connected to each other through Walkman canal. Between two adjacent Haversian canals, we have the osteons, we have the interstitial lamellae. यहाँ पर आपको बहुत अच्छी तरीके से नजर आ रहा है. This is your osteon or the concentric lamellae 1 and concentric lamella 2. इन दोनों के दरमियान में ये जो आपको नजर आ रहा है, this is the interstitial lamella. So concentric lamella और इन दोनों के दरमियान में जो आपको नजर आ रहा है filling up the spaces, that is the interstitial lamellae. In this figure you can also appreciate the circumferential lamella. So circumferential lamella is basically longitudinally arranged. This figure here shows the woven bone and the spongy bone together. So if you could appreciate within the spongy bone, the bony trabeculas, these trabeculas or these spicules of bone are present, surrounded by the connective tissue and the soft tissue. That is why it is called the spongy bone or the trabecular bone, because it has a system of numerous bony trabeculas surrounding the soft tissue. Then I mentioned two terminologies while talking about the histology of the bone, the periosteum and the endosteum. The periosteum basically, as I said, is the outermost lining of the compact bone. Periosteum basically surrounds the outer aspect of every compact bone, and it is actually a connective tissue membrane. This periosteum basically has two layers. It has an outer layer and an inner layer. The inner layer is obviously next to the bone surface and the outer layer is present on the outside. The outer layer of the periosteum is a dense irregular connective tissue and it is called a fibrous layer. The inner layer, however, is next to the bone surface and it consists of bone cells, the precursors of bone cells, and it has a rich microvascular supply. So on the outer surface of the bone, we have a two-layered periosteum. The outer layer of the periosteum is a fibrous, dense connective tissue, and on the inside of the periosteum towards the bone surface, we have a microvascular rich connective tissue, which is rich in bone cells as well. Then we have the endosteum. Endosteum, as the name says, is present on the inner side of the compact or the spongy bone. Endosteum basically makes the inner lining of the bone. This layer is not very well demarcated as the periosteum is, and it consists of loose connective tissue and certain cells which have an osteogenic potential. And this layer of connective tissue basically physically separates the bone surface from the marrow. मतलब कि ये वहाँ पे पड़ी होती है जहाँ पर आगे से bone marrow start हो जाता है. So if in the figure I show you here, here. यहाँ पर between the bone, basically if this is your marrow space, and rest of the bone is around the marrow space, then the endosteum would be present. Red से mark कर रही हूँ. Let me get the highlighter. Color changed. So मैरो की बिल्कुल बाउंड्री जो बना रहा होता है, दैट इज योर एंडोस्टियम, और जो बेसिकली आपकी बोन की आउटर बाउंड्री बना रहा होता है, रेड से डिमार्केट कर रही हूँ, दिस कनेक्टिव टिश्यू which is present on the outer surface of the bone. This one is your endosteum, periosteum. This is the periosteum and this one is the endosteum. So the periosteum would be present somewhere here and the endosteum would be present on the inside. और अगर यहाँ पे देखें तो periosteum यहाँ पर होगा outer surface के ऊपर, और जैसे कि मैंने ये लेबल किया endosteum inner surface के ऊपर होगा. So periosteum basically is a very prominent connective tissue on the outside. It is made up of two layers. The outer layer is a fibrous, dense connective tissue layer, and the inner layer is not as dense as the outer layer, and it mainly consists of bone cells and vessels. The endosteum, however, is present on the inner surface. It is not very well demarcated, and it is basically loose connective tissue containing cells with osteogenic potential, and it physically makes a separation between the bone surface and the marrow within. In general, the bone is actively forming on the periosteal surface as compared to the endosteal surface. तो periosteal surface के ऊपर bone जो है ना वो bone formation add on हो रही होती है, endosteal surface पे इतना frequently नहीं हो रही होती. So this was all about the definition of bone, the composition of bone, the different classifications of bone on the basis of development, on the basis of histology, and the detailed histology of the compact and the trabecular bone. This is it for today. We are going to talk about the rest of the histology and the other features of the bone in the next lecture. The question and answer session for this lecture is going to be at 1:30 Wednesday, the 17th of June, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.